Good day everyone, my name is Alfred. I'm the team leader of Barrel Pro Ironworks. So today we have Rani from Rubs and Smoke, and we have her setup a little different today. So we will be doing and smoking one of our best sellers, burnt and candies on sticks. Alright, so let's get started. So let's start with the pork belly. Marami nagtatanong anong klaseng pork belly yung ginagamit natin, no? Pwede po ba local, pwede po ba imported? As for our experience, okay po ang ating pork, no, local pork, and actually ini-export pa nga po ito sa ibang bansa, no. So sad to say, recently tinamaan lang talaga ng swine flu ng ating mga hog raisers, pero local pork is really good. Our local pork is can compete to mga imported na brand, no. So right here we have a BLSL, no. Kung narinig niyo po sa mga forums or sa social media, nakikita nyo nagbebenta ng mga pork belly at nakalagay ay BLSL. Ibig sabihin po nun is boneless, skinless, no? So that's what you have to look. Kasi if you're getting a skin on and bone-in pork belly, then you have to trim off pa yung skin and yung bone. At ang nangyayari, malaki po yung nawawala doon sa kilo ng inyo pong pork. So right here we have a half slab of pork belly just for the demo, for the burnt and candies. Make sure lang po na it is trimmed properly. As you can see, actually ito nga po medyo manipis pa po itong pork belly na to, no? So what we need to do is trim off lang po yung mga loose ends, yan. Yung mga part na hindi siya magtatagal sa smoker, yung sa tagal ng pag-i-smoke sa kanya. Alright? So, first thing that we have to do is trim off muna yung atin. So, Rani will be showing to us yung mga loose ends. Why do you have to trim off, no? Kasi sa tagal po ng pag-smoke ng meat sa loob ng smoker, ito pong mga loose ends ang mga exposed doon sa smoke and heat. So, if it's the most exposed doon sa part na yon, since maliit siya, it will be burnt, no? So, hindi na siya makakain. No? It's not ideal to smoke. So, let's just make it squarish in shape, and then trim off yung mga gilid niya. So, not much of trimming, no? We'll just leave the fat on dito sa ating pork, no? Dahil we need the fat, no, to help tenderize or help the meat survive the smoking process. Yan. But sa ilalim naman, so we just have to trim off yung mga silver skin, no. Yan. Itong silver skin kasi pag iniwan po natin diyan, hindi magpe-penetrate yung rub natin, and at the same time hindi rin siya okay kainin, no. So we have to trim off a little bit yung ilalim. So actually, while trimming this off, ang pork naman kasi, dalawang klase yung local pork natin, no? Just to add additional info, merong sour and merong fattener, no? Marami po kasi sa palengke, no? May malalaking cut, and sobrang tuwa natin, malaki to, mukhang masarap tong i-smoke. You have to, sad to say, you have to avoid those kind of cuts, no? So yung mga sour po kasi, sila yung mga inahing baboy na siguro at some point they are not producing much ng mga anak, so ang ginagawa kinakatay na lang. So what we have to look is a fattener, no? Ito yung mga baboy na talagang they are raised, they are fed for the purpose of food consumption, no? Para talaga siya lutuin. So look for fattener, no? Right, so after trimming this off, since burnt and candies siya, kailangan natin siyang i-cubes, no? Nagsimula kasi ang just a quick background on burnt and candies. It comes from Kansas, no? So they were doing ang ginagawa kasi talaga ng Kansas is yung mga burnt ends ng brisket, no? It started on a brisket, no? Yung ends ng brisket na yon, hindi nila sineserve. So they're just giving it away, no? So doon sa mga nakapila, sa mga customers nila. So they're giving the ends of the brisket. Nagustuhan nila. So marami yung nagustuhan yung part na yon kasi nga medyo may pagka-burnt and yun doon yung pack of flavor. So what they did was cut the two muscle ng brisket, no? Yung flat and yung point part, and then they smoke it as burnt end candies. And of course, through the years, they have to, marami ding nag-experiment, and they ended up doing it on a pork belly, which has a good meat and fat ratio for this meat cubes goodness, no? So yeah, ngayon dito na tayo sa pork belly na trim na natin. Ang kailangan natin gawin is to cut it in, siguro sa ganitong cut, we have to slice off in cubes siguro. Yan, so parang 1.5 to 2 inches ang cubes niya, no? Alright, so lahat po ganun yung cut niya. It has to be uniform, no? Minsan it doesn't permit yung just leave it, no? May malaki, may konting differences lang. That's okay. Sayang naman yung karne, no? So while Rani is trimming off yung meat in cubes, then what seasoning we have, no? We have this pork rub. We have a pork rub. Kasi, no, since the burnt end candies is they call it candies kasi nga medyo sweet siya, no? Actually sweet talaga siya. And isa sa mga component talaga ng rub na yon, we have of course brown sugar, a bit of brown sugar, black pepper, no? Ground pepper. We have paprika, no? To add color. And siguro kung gusto niyo lagyan na little kick lang, no? Siguro add cayenne pepper, no? And we also have kosher salt, no? To add saltiness. So you have salty, spicy, and of course over all of that andon yung sweetness. That's why you also need brown sugar, no? Honey, yeah. Sweet barbecue sauce, yeah. Okay, so basically that's it. But we have additional here sticks, a pack of sticks, no? So medyo mahirap kasing i-handle ang burnt end candy since it's cube siya, tapos you have grates. So we thought of using barbecue sticks to manage the meat better while smoking. All right. Shout out nga pala kay Chef Dicky who gave us this little figurine. Yeah, so while cutting it, syempre you have to prepare everything, no? So you have your butane torch, you have your water pan, you have your spritzer, no? Yung spritzer natin, actually we normally use tubig lang, no? So it doesn't affect yung flavor, just to help moisturize yung meat and help it withstand yung init, no? And then of course you have the gloves na heat resistant, no? And to protect your hands then. And then nitrile gloves for handling the meat. Yeah. And sorry, munti ko na makalimutan, we have butter din, no? Just to add another layer of flavor doon sa ating burnt end. Marami ding nagtatanong, no, sa ating Facebook page na where to get meat, no? So actually with pork we have a lot of options, no? The only challenge is yung consistency ng cut, no? So for example, if you're going to the wet and dry market or palengke, you'll be able to get good cuts of pork. Pero depende kasi, no, sa dami ng namimili, you won't hindi naman pare-pares yung timing ng punta doon. So sometimes you end up with just the adobo cuts, no? Pero yan. So the next thing we have to do is yung sticks. Put it in sticks just to manage it properly. Pero if you've watched mga burnt end candies sa US, they don't really use sticks, no? They just use mesh grate or mesh wire to hold the meat together. Pero sa amin kasi doon sa shop, sa store, we're doing this at the same time. Ito na rin yung isang serving, no? So when they order burnt and candies, this is the serving. Siguro you have to adjust lang din yung distance from each other. So ang mangyayari is makakadaan pa rin yung smoke and heat on all meat, and yung rub niya ay nandun pa rin sa lahat ng parts ng meat na yan. So we will be using an offset smoker. This is an offset smoker. This is 1/4 inch thick. So if you have a smaller smoker, that pwede rin pong gawin yun. Gamitin ninyo yun. And we just prefer using this because ito lang po yung nandito sa aming studio that we use for our other shoot, and yung pagka nandito po yung Pitmasters Club of the Philippines. Okay.